Greetings, this is the Instrument Sidekick video for the Alto Saxophone, page 17, more BAG songs. Page 17, more BAG songs. So you've already learned Hot Cross Buns. Time to learn a couple other songs that still use your B's, A's, and G's so you can keep getting used to playing those particular notes. So we have the little picture here reminding you what fingers are your first, second, and third fingers and what not to press. So a little... remember, don't press the key above or below the first finger. All right, so make sure you're pressing the correct keys when you're pressing the fingerings for your B, A, and G. And then here is some useful tip. Here are some useful tips about squeaking. So, your reed instrument, clarinets and saxophones, both reed instruments, you get a lot of squeaky sounds, and that's going to happen very, very early and in the beginning until you're used to how to avoid squeaks, all right? And as you get better, a lot of the problem will be your embouchure, so as your embouchure gets stronger and you're more used to playing the saxophone, squeaks will happen a lot less. But the first thing you're going to want to check is the reed, okay? 98% of the time, if you're getting a squeak, it's a problem with the reed. And let me tell you, like, basically what causes squeaks is leaks. Leaks cause squeaks. Someone taught me that little trick once. Nice rhyme. Leaks cause squeaks. Anytime there's a leak, something not completely blocking the amount of air or letting the air in a certain amount causes a squeak to happen. And then the squeak won't go away until you stop and restart. So first thing you got to check is to make sure that your reed is in exactly the right place. Not too high up, not too far down, not too much to the side. No chips in the reed, okay? Any chip in the reed is going to cause trouble. Make sure your ligature is in the right place, okay? So your ligature will need to be past the ridge right there, okay? So it's got to be past that ridge in this spot here and tighten just the right amount of tightened. All right, so all that's got to be correct. So if you got a chipped reed or the reed's not in right, that's probably the cause of the squeak, okay? Then that you're pressing the keys all the way down. So if you only press, let's say you were playing a B, so you have your, here they are. Here's your B finger, okay? Remember, you don't press the key above or below, okay? So your first finger has a key before and after it that you don't press, and then these two fingers are there. If you press this but only halfway, how do I get it in an angle where you can see that? Let's see. Okay, let's say I only have it halfway pressed instead of all the way. All the way pressed, halfway off. If you're only halfway pressed, it'll cause it. It'll have the effect of having a squeak because it's not completely covered. So you have to completely press those fingers all down, or else it'll cause a squeak. It could be your embouchure if you're letting air out the side. So if your embouchure isn't tightened correctly on either side, all right, then it's coming out the side there. Could be posture. If your posture is a certain way, it's going to cause your embouchure to be a certain way that causes the squeak. And then that you're not bumping any of the other keys, okay? So you got to make sure you're coming all the way around. If you're bumping any of these guys right here, this one, this one, this one, okay? If you're bumping any of these keys here, all right? If you're bumping any of them, that can cause a squeak. So it's very, very important that you don't bump any of the other keys, that your hand comes all the way around as we talked about and doesn't bump these side keys right here, okay? Very, very important. And that it's resting on your side. And keep all that in mind and see if you can fix those squeaks. Now, Mary Had a Little Lamb has the same fingerings, the same B's, A's, and G's. They're just in a different order. It's usually kind of what songs are. A bunch of notes in a different order and a different length of time, and it makes a new song. It starts off very similar to Hot Cross Buns, and a lot of people start making the mistake of playing Hot Cross Buns. So they'll go B-A-G, and then they'll want to go to B-A-G again, but that's not what happens after the first B-A-G. So you got to make sure you're playing it all in the right way. So I will play it for you. We're about 5 minutes into the video, okay? So I will play it for you, and you can always skip to this part and play along, or just try and figure it out. But here's what it sounds like. So here is Mary Had a Little Lamb. You notice I paused there before I went to rest position. Always do that. Then we have the song Au clair de la lune. Those are French words, okay? Au clair means the light, de la means of the, and lune means moon. So au clair de la lune means the light of the moon, or moonlight, in other words. So au clair de la lune, or moonlight, sounds like this. Okay, so you want to practice those over and over and over, just like hot cross buns. Constant repetition, constant practice. Half an hour a day, every day, until you get it right, and then half an hour a day, every day, doing it right, so you get used to doing it right. You want to do that for about a week, and hopefully getting to the point where you can really play hot cross buns, Mary Had a Little Lamb, and Clair de la Lune all absolutely perfectly, and I will check it in our lessons. All right, so practice, 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 and may the force be with you.